Hey guys, happy Monday. It is the 23rd today, Monday the 23rd. I am on my lunch break. We have little Day here, who is my new bearded dragon I got in June, and he is feisty. My other one, Dracarys, is just gentle as they come. This one is, we don't know what we're getting. So he's still adjusting, but he's growing well. He's healthy. He's wild, but he has the biggest appetite. Eats all his food. My other one I struggled with, but it's just crazy, the difference. But that is not what it's about. I just thought I would show him since he is the only one of the lizards that's awake right now. The other two are fast asleep. So check in because I did not do anything this weekend. As far as checking in went, Friday when I went to the wedding, I did start this. I'm on page 70. My sister ended up writing up with me, so we listened to podcasts instead of this, which is fair. She's not super into reading, but even if she was, I don't think the third book in a science fiction series would be the most enjoyable thing for a 2-hour drive. So I am about 70 pages into that. I didn't read anything else all weekend. I was just in a weird funk, didn't feel good, just those days we all have. But I did have the audiobook for this. I wanted to physically read it, but I've been kind of just slow with my physical reading lately, which kind of bums me out because I do like to physical read. But I have been listening to this on audio. I am right there. I only have like 20 pages left maybe, so I could probably rate it. I'm probably going to give it 3.5 or 4 stars. I do want to pick up the next one. Rafe is probably my favorite character, or not probably, Rafe is my favorite character, and I feel so bad for him. I'm laughing just because it's wild what happened to him. I was kind of like, oh, we're going to do all of that. Tragic end for him. I feel really bad for him. I don't want to spoil it if anyone wants to read it, but my gosh, that was gruesome. I was not expecting that out of a YA book. It did kind of end the way I thought, just because in the beginning, one of the characters that you follow, you know there's a plan, you just don't know how it's going to be executed. So you follow 4 characters, Rafe and Lysander, who are half-brothers. I'm really gonna, I say her name incorrectly. Lyanna, who is the princess of the dove. Lysander is the prince of the ravens. And then his brother's kind of excommunicated because he was born from an affair with the queen, between the queen and the king. And then our other one is Cassie, who is Lyanna's friend. And I talked about it in the last 2 vlogs, but for anyone new who might come along, if you don't want to watch those, this is about, starts out with a contest of the 7 kingdoms, which are all different birds. The princes and princesses compete for their mates. Princes go back with the males. We kind of follow her back and see how she's adjusting, and there's this whole like prophecy of her and her ability, because the 2 on the cover do have magic, which isn't a spoiler. It is something that gets you executed in this world. So they both hide it, they both find it within each other in the beginning, because at the beginning of the book, which is part of the synopsis, Rafe is fighting a dragon. And she saves him because he gets really hurt, which is kind of like the worst synopsis. I'm sorry, I'm horrible at synopsises, but it's really good. It is a good book. I am looking forward to the next one, especially what happened to Rafe. And I kind of want to see what Lysander does next. Lyanna, I'm kind of curious about. Cassie, I'm just kind of bothered by. I've been bothered by her the whole book. Just a personal thing. I just don't like what she's done. But that is my check-in right now. I will come back after work. I might touch on this a little bit, but I'll be done. And then we'll see if I listen to any of this. There are some things I want to do, and we'll see, because most of it's been just paperwork stuff that I can listen to something, but you know, if you have to really pay attention, I don't want to do that. So that is our check-in, and I will be back later. So happy Monday, everybody, and I'll see you later. From work. I just got back from the grocery store, so everything's kind of a mess because I have groceries literally everywhere. I am making these burritos that I found on Pinterest, and I have to do the slow cooker Mexican chicken first. So I'm going to try to assemble that while I talk. This might be a really awkward clip because we'll see. I have my chicken and olive oil in there. Then I'm gonna put in a cup or half a cup of some salsa. I got this one. It didn't say what kind. I know this is like dip salsa, but I feel like it's fine. I don't think it matters. A half a cup of that. There's a lot of things in this recipe. Like a lot. I am a big crock pot chicken person, but I just kind of put a bunch of chicken in there and chicken broth and let it get to the point where it falls apart, and then I season it after because I put some aside for my dog. But this is a little bit different because you have to do this. And then it has 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. That seems weird. I have to kind of, there we go. We'll use this one. I say I have to empty the dishwasher too. That's all on the agenda tonight is meal prepping. So there's going to be a lot of clips of meal prepping. And I'm probably going to be sick of it by the end. And then cleaning the kitchen. And then tomorrow I have to focus on vacuuming and stuff because yesterday I did not want to do anything. So we got some brown sugar. 1 can of mild diced green chilies. Got 'em. Got those puppies open. I'm sorry for this horrible angle. I wanted to film putting it in the crock pot, but I only have my phone. And I'm not investing in anything until like I actually commit to this. So we get this awkward angle. And I don't have something to prop it up as I dump it in. So we got some green chilies. Mild. In they go. Then 1 can of fire roasted tomatoes. Got her here. I did end up finishing that book. I know on lunch I said I was like 20 pages left. Probably a little bit more than that because I was listening to it, but I had like 30 minutes left of the audiobook. So maybe, I don't actually know how many pages I had left. I thought I still gave it 3-4 stars, but it did not end exactly how I thought it would. I kind of thought the one girl, Cassie, who I was giving a hard time, when I checked in, now I feel bad for her because it changed like that. 1 tablespoon of chili powder. But I feel bad for her. She got a real bad deal. at the end. I mean, I get what she did, but there were gonna be repercussions to her choices, but I do feel bad for her because she's kind of serving someone different than the people she's with, and they don't know that. And so she's a spy, and you can tell she feels bad about it. Where's my salt? But I mean, she's doing what she can. She doesn't really know much else. I think she's 18 or 19, and in the book she's orphaned, so she doesn't have orphaned. She's an owl in the book. She has the owl wings, but she's orphaned and gets dropped off at the Dove Kingdom for a reason, and nobody claims her, so they kind of take her in. So she's kind of always just been out of place, but she does everything she's supposed to in book 1 and kind of gets screwed over because she does it and then they add something else and tell her, you can't come home until you do this. So I did feel bad for her, and at the end she was really sad. Chili powder, salt, cumin, garlic powder, onion powder. Okay, I am just gonna eyeball it. I measured the chili powder because I don't want to mess that up, but I'm just gonna sprinkle all the rest because I think it says 1/2 teaspoon of each. I'll just Yankee Doodle it all over, but that was a weird thing to say. Here is my cumin. I've lived on my own for a while now, but it's so weird how collecting spices takes a long time. Because it's been years now of me being on my own, and I finally got cumin. I haven't used it in a single recipe. At least I think so. What is this? That's a lie. We got a whole bottle here, so I'm really glad I have 2, and we can see how much I use it. I'm gonna check it and make sure it's still good, because I don't know. Got those in there. 1/2 teaspoon of ground chipotle. I don't think I got that. Oh, that was optional. And hot sauce to taste. Now, a while ago, I got the Taco Bell hot sauce. I'm not really sure why I got it because I don't. Here he is. I don't know. I love a good Taco Bell once in a while, don't get me wrong, but I'm not a sauce person, but I got these. So I'm just gonna use it. So hopefully this isn't a bad idea. We'll just do that much. It doesn't say how much. It says as much to taste, but it's raw, so I'm not tasting anything right now. Let's get a spatula. Teddy, out of the fridge. We're gonna mix her all up because I got everything in here. I'm just not doing the chili pepper. This is a lot of stuff. Okay. I got that put together. I am gonna put my groceries, excuse me, hiccup. I'm gonna put my groceries away. Take my dog outside for a walk and let him play for a little bit. And then I'm gonna come back and meal prep. I'm gonna try to film all that though because I don't need my crock pot for my other recipes. This is what I'm making. These smothered baked burritos. I'm making those for the week. That's 6 servings. I'm making these little breakfast enchiladas for the next 4 mornings. Street corn chicken rice bowl is the other one I want to make. This one's just 3 servings, so I'm going to do that for lunch Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then I'm someone who needs something sweet. And I'm going to do these blueberry cream cheese bars. So that is what we have to do tonight. So I have a lot to do and I need to get going. So I'm going to let this sit. I'm going to take care of my dog, clean up my mess. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I did end up giving that book. I did 4 stars. I do want to read the next one because what happens to Rafe is just like and I need to know about Cass and Lysander. I like Lyanna. I don't really know. Though I like her, but I don't know what I'm thinking going into the next one. I'm like a little bit, like a lot could happen, without spoiling things. But that is where we are right now, and I will check in later. Hello, I am here for my evening check-in. It is about 9:30. This was not the angle I was gonna pick, but I was catching up on some booktube. I dozed off because I always get tired around 8:30. Woke up at 9:12. Took this one out for his nightly potties. This is when he's the snuggliest. So if I'm gonna get a little squish, I'm going to soak up my little squish, and I'm just going to do my check-in here, kneeling on the floor by my bed, holding my sweet little dog, Ted. So this is Teddy Bear. I got him about 1 year and 3 months ago. He is a rescue. I got him when he was about 1.5 years, so he'll be 3 in November. And he is super sweet, morning and nighttime or nap time, and pure chaos all the rest of the time, just like Aussies are supposed to be. But I love him lots. Anyway, not completely here to talk about my Puppuccino, but I do love when he's sweet like this. It is like one of my favorite things. So I did a little, I am sorry for the angle. I am like balancing it on my bed and trying not to move too much so I don't knock it over. And it just is what it's gonna be. Talked about this a little, quite a bit today. This was the whole topic. We're finished here. I do want to get the second book. They're just so spendy. I did notice the price dropped because I want them all matching. I did notice the price dropped on the third and the fourth one. All the hardcovers were around $26 to $30. The second one is, but the third and the fourth dropped to like $15, so that's nice. I'm just gonna buy them one at a time. I'll probably get this one, the second one. Oh, I might get it maybe this week, maybe next week. I do want to keep reading it. I'm trying to finish series because I am not good at like, some people can, I know a couple people. I was friends with the girl, and then my aunt, they can start the first book and just read straight through all of them, and I wish I could do that, and I'm trying to. I'm kind of doing it with this. I mean, I read Serpent and Dove in between, but these are relatively going back to back, maybe a few little ones in between, but I'll read all 3 of these in September. I'm trying to get through series, or at least if I start it that year at a reasonable time to finish it up. I finished a couple series this week, or not this week, this year so far, so that's good. But talked about that. I did get through some more of this one. We're about right there now. We're at part 2. And I really like the series. I might check out more by this author. I'm gonna not say the name. Sylvain Neuvel? I don't know. That's the name right there. But this one is the 3rd and final book in this series, and Teddy is gonna squirm. So I'm sorry. I knew it wouldn't last too long. Hey. Okay, can we just hold it together? Hold it together for a little bit longer. And so at the end of the second one, the robot that they put together in the first book named Themis they end up saving the world at the end of the second book, and then Themis travels back home to her home planet. And in the third book, they like come back to Earth at the beginning of that, and 9 years has gone by, and I think it's about 8.5 years on Themis's planet, and it goes back and forth between them coming back to Earth, and the world has changed. Like, the U.S. took over other countries, Russia took other countries, certain, like, the UN is gone, like, all of this stuff's happened. It's completely different. Governments are different, territories are different. It's, like, a known thing that alien DNA is in some of the humans, some have none, and then they categorize other one from A1 to A5. And you don't want any alien DNA because they blame them for attacking Earth, and the world's just different. So they come back, they end up in Russian territory, which is not what it is in our world. It's completely different. They end up there, they get taken in, and there's a girl kind of interviewing them, being like, what did you do? What did you see? Are they coming back? What is all of this stuff going to be? And it's not kind of... She gives me weird vibes, the girl that's interviewing them, because she's not in the first 2 books, but it gives really weird vibes. She's kind of freaky. But she interviews them for that. She also wants them to pilot Themis. When they come back, they end up bringing an alien back with them, one of them from the planet. And I'm not going to go too far into all of that, but they want them to operate Themis, because they used to operate Themis when they were still on Earth. And when Themis left and Earth was saved, they took down one of these robots that this planet makes, and it didn't get taken home, so the U.S. took it and made it into a robot. So the U.S. has one of these giant 200-foot robots, and the rest of the country doesn't. So when Themis returns, Russia wants them to kind of fight the U.S., so right now they haven't gotten to the point, but they've hinted at it. And then, Teddy, no. So they're kind of talking to her about what they did in the last 9 years, and then it flashbacks to what the last 9 years was like on their planet. And it's the same full cast of characters, it's just really cool, same recorded conversation, diary entries, everything that kind of happens, all of that cool stuff. It kind of reminds me of a graphic audio, but it's not the exact same. because it's not a graphic audio. It's just a really well narrated audiobook, and it's really cool so far. I really like it. I really like the narrators. I like the writing style. I like the concept. Sci-fi is something new to me this year. I've been reading the Cinder series. I only have Winter left, so the 4th one. And I like that, and that was something I said this kind of an introduction to sci-fi, and then this is like more sci-fi, and it's really cool. So that's kind of the update there. I'm actually going to go to bed, and I will check in tomorrow. I didn't end up cooking like I wanted to. I always get into my head that I can do all of these things, and then forget that all of these things take more than an hour or 2 hours. So I grocery shopped, got home, put the stuff in the crock pot. That needs a few hours on high because it all got in the crock pot around 5-ish, I think. And I go get ready for bed around like 8 because I like to have a little bit of time to myself. We can see I fell asleep around like 8:50. But I have that one meal I was talking through started. I'm going to let it sit on low heat when I go to work, and that way I can shred the chicken up tomorrow on lunch. Finish prepping that out. I did make my breakfast enchiladas for meal prep, and I did make some blueberry crumble bars. So it just leaves completing the burritos, which majority is done. And then I have the salad one I kind of showed you. And I want to get all that finished up tomorrow. Usually I prep on Sundays, but I didn't want to do anything yesterday. So we're working with what we got. That is where we're at, and I am off to bed, and I will chat later. Myself for like 3 minutes and never hit record. I had it backwards. So really quick, I'm heading back to work. I'm about halfway through Only Human. This one's more about when they return to Earth, the different countries and how everything changed. Everyone's like in battle. So yeah, at the end of the second book, 100 million people die because of the aliens invading, and it's only gotten worse since they left, but it's just like humankind doing it to themselves or doing it to each other. I can't talk too long. I had a whole little good talk, but I really need to get going. But that is kind of where we're at. The one daughter of Vincent is gone. She went missing. She ran away on her own. She's somewhere. I'm kind of curious how this plays out because this is the final book in the series. And I have a lot of questions because it also flashes back to when they're on the planet that Themis, the robot, teleports to, basically, at the end of the second book. And they stay there for 8.5 years, I think it was, somewhere around there, because they're gone, well, they're 9, but time doesn't work the exact same. And they flash back, but something happens with how they are able to leave. And when those that go to this planet, some of them want to leave and some of them want to stay. So I am curious to figure that out and see where it goes. But I should go back to work. I'm excited to just be done with the day. I'm just tired today. So I will check in later. Hello. Wow, that was really great. I am back. I had to run to PetSmart quick. I need to place an order for insects for my lizards because this is the second time I went to PetSmart and they just don't have what I want. I like to get my doobies from doobieroach.com because they're more affordable and I can get the sizes I want. So I am going to place that order this evening because I need to. I have some giant mealworms for today. which I like to do as treats. If you have lizard, you know that these are more fatty than nutritional. And then I got 30 large crickets. I'm gonna dust them. I'm gonna split these in half. I already have Sunny in the enclosure because he really needs to eat something. He's been kind of a little weirdo lately, and he's my gecko. Also, sorry, if you don't like bugs or reptiles or feedings of them, maybe skip for the next 5-ish minutes. I'll try to put a marker because that is what we are gonna do. But I wanted to show but I got these other things that I wanted to show. They had some little chicken feet I got for Ted to try. This might be gross too. This little braided cod of skin. And then I might put these on his dinner tonight. Some little fishies. Sorry, that is gross. But I thought they'd be nice. I like to keep Ted's food healthy. He does have a dry food that I give him in his treat balls, and then sometimes I give it to him as his meals. Occasionally I cook him food, which makes him sound really spoiled, but I guess he is. But I just like to keep a variety, not make it boring. So I got those. I'm gonna divvy up some buggies and then skip ahead to whatever I mark here if you don't want to watch little lizards eat. So I'm gonna do that. I just fed Day, who's the bearded dragon, before my sweet Dracarys. I'm gonna have to get more bugs dusted up because Day literally ate all of them, which I'm just surprised. When they're just little, his appetite in general is crazy. But we're gonna feed my sweet boy. Sorry, I love him so much. I don't think I'm gonna feed him because as much as some people don't say hand feed, I hand feed him. When I got him, he was literal size of my finger. He was so tiny. He couldn't have been more than like a week or two old. He was just itty bitty, and I seriously thought when I got him he was gonna die for the first like almost 2 months of his life because he did not have an appetite like Day. Day was probably a month old when I got him. He was still little, but I have pictures of him and he was so much smaller. He's big and healthy now. And it's feeding day today, so we're gonna get some foodies in his tummy. And I'm gonna stop boring you with my reptiles, but that is kind of what I have to do occasionally. Feed your animals. Sorry, that was so silly, but I'm gonna stop talking about them. I could talk about them all day. But I'm gonna get him fed and then get little Ted Chaos outside to play because he really wants to go play. So that is what's next. Starts this morning. I want to do a quick check-in before I head to work. It's Wednesday morning, about 6:40. Let's move the bookmark. We're right about there for Only Human. Maybe we'll get it done. I think there's about 2 hours left of the audiobook. We will see what I have for time to listen to it today. I'm not really sure. So far it's going well. I think I like the first 2 more, but actually I don't know that for sure. I have this thing where when I read series, I usually can't read them all back to back to back because I'll start losing interest, and it's not even, and I like the series, and it's not even that I ever don't like the series. I just For some reason, I need to put other books in there, but then that's how you have so many series started, because it might take me longer to go back. But I'm going to try to finish that today, and then I have to pick out something else to read. I know I have that book from my first vlog. I can't remember the name of it, about the girl who sees her reflection attacks her. I don't know if I'm in the mood for that right now, or if just putting it aside kind of just ruined it for me. So I don't know. Either I'll go back to that or I'll pick something else. Oh, sorry. I might cut that yawn out. I'm gonna get a tea, and then we'll see where the day takes us. Last night I had plans to finish my meal prep, which I finished my baked burritos. I just did a horrible job wrapping them. But then my cousin wanted to run a few errands, so I went with her for about an hour, and we went to the Hobby Lobby and then Barnes & Noble. And I got, so, what is it? The Jack the Ripper by Christy Monachino? Catching Jack the Ripper, that's what it's called. I read that book years ago, but they're redoing the covers, and the new cover was there, and my cousin went to the Starbucks in the Barnes & Noble, and I didn't buy any books. I was really good. She wanted to go look for a new comic book that came out, and she got a tea in Starbucks, and that new cover of Catching Jack the Ripper was by the register, and if you purchase a drink, you got it for $5. So do I have the old copy in hardcover and paperback? Yes. And now I have a third. So just, it's so pretty. I'll put a little picture of it up because it's such a pretty book. But we will see where the day takes us. I might have to go to the public library and pick up a couple holds this evening right after work. And we'll just see what happens. So have a happy Wednesday. Hello, I am here on my lunch. I hope this ankle's okay. I'm balancing on my cupboard on the second shelf. My little tripod I have for my phone is like really tiny. I've had it for a long time, but I didn't go grab it. I do want to do a little check-in though. So I decided to put the book I was reading in the first vlog on hold, and I'll have to pop a little picture up. That is the one about the mirror she sees herself in, which isn't important to this check-in, but for those who might be watching and watch the first one, the book might not come up for a while. I just decided to move a different direction since I am only at one book. I'm only reading one book at a time right now. I went through a bad phase for a couple months where it's like 3 or 4 at a time. Sometimes I have 2, but right now I'm back at 1, and I'm gonna leave it that way for now. We'll see how long that lasts. Just because sometimes I do like a physical read and an audiobook. So I did finish this. Oh, this is so good. I gave it 4.5. If you want to try out sci-fi, try this. I think it's really good, especially my library had all of them. Right now, the first one's not checked out yet, and I don't know if it's bad if I want to check it out because there are no holds, and the month's almost over, and then I can do a wrap-up and have the physical copy. And I wouldn't do that if there were like other people wanting to check it out, but there isn't. So I might grab it because I do have to go to the library after work because I have 5 holds. I had 1, and then I put a bunch of random Halloween books on it yesterday that didn't have holds, so now I have 5 to pick up. So I might grab it. So I did finish it, 4.5 stars. I really like it. I think I mentioned how I'm someone who has a hard time finishing series, but I've been working on it this year, and I think I've done pretty well. But this was really good. It's just like that feeling when you finish it. It's just like, you know, there's no more. And it just kind of makes me sad every single time. I get so sad about it. But it was really good. I like Vincent and Rose and Eva. They were just such good characters. And I would check it out. I don't want to ruin everything, but it really does wrap up good for me. I really liked how it ended. It was just sweet. I just really liked it. But that is where that's at. I don't really know what to say when it's a third book, because if someone does come across my video and wants to read this, I don't want to ruin things. But this was really good, had a good conclusion. I know I've said it a million times because every vlog I've been reading these right now. So this one, I want to say that the audiobooks are really good. Like, different voice actors or, voice actors for every character part. So good. Like, really good. The concept's really cool. Really liked it. I did start Five Survive by Holly Jackson because I got the audiobook and the ebook from my library. And I had so much trouble getting the ebooks. I was like so confused how you got it, because in my head I was like, I thought something would go to my email and then I'd have to read it on my phone, which is something I won't do. I only will read on my Kindle. It's just the rule, and it has to be a Kindle with no internet. Or not no internet, but just the Kindle store. No other internet, no being able to get on YouTube. I don't know why that is. It just has to be that way. That's not what I'm reading. That's just my sleeping screen. But I'm reading Holly Jackson's because I have both. I think I'm going to finish that because I have some ideas for how I want October to go. But I'm already on chapter 8. I'm like 62 pages in. And I did listen to that while I typed away and did some work. And I do like it so far. I am, this evening when I get home, I'm going to hang out with my dog outside for a while because he deserves it after being in here all day. And it's warm enough. I might take one of the bearded dragons out with me. But I am going to read outside for a little bit just to kind of get it going and then listen to it. That makes no sense because I listened to the other ones. But I'm going to try that because I feel like a tiny bit lost, but also it was kind of the opening of a book, and that's where you kind of build up and get to the point of the real plot. So it might just be that, but I do like it so far. I did read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, another series I need to finish, and I did like that. So I am looking forward to that book. And then I did talk about how I didn't get any books at Barnes yesterday because I've been really good about slowing down my buying. But when my cousin went to Starbucks to get a drink in the Barnes, this book was $5 with a purchase. Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. I have read this. I read this back in 2019, 2020. I literally have the paperback and the old cover and the hardback. Don't know why, excessive. I do like it. I like the books. Sometimes I like how books look or feel, or like the size. And this one's beautiful. I think the old covers are pretty too, with the girl and the different like little bits on there that kind of relate to the book. But these are all getting redone. Right now, this is the only one out. I looked at her Instagram because I was like, well, when do we get the rest? And they're slowly going to be released over the next few months as the old stock gets sold out, which is totally fair. But I plan on getting them. And I think, not now, but I kind of want to do some videos once I'm in the habit of just reading series. So it'd be something like going on in the background. And I might go back and reread this one and then the other three. And then I also thought I'd read A Court of Thorns and Roses because I've never read them and I do own them. And I have an idea for that one, this one, and then a couple other series. But I want to show you how beautiful it is. I think it's so pretty. And hopefully when I do that video, the other ones were out, so we can just see them, and it's fun. But that is kind of where I am. My lunch should be done soon, so I can eat that. My son was literally grumbling so loud at work that I just really want to eat something. So that should be ready soon. This angle is not the best. I'm like way too close, and it's just like all whatever. But that is where I'm at, and I will chit chat with you guys later. It is Saturday. It's been a couple days. I'm a literal sweaty mess right now. It's pretty warm outside, and you can literally see the sweat on me. I'm sorry. I did want to check in though. So I'm at my cousin's. I am watching her dogs, and then mine's here. So I have 4 dogs. I'm going to hang out for a little bit and read. Thursday, Friday, I didn't really read. I don't know why, just didn't really feel like it. And then Friday evening, I was busy. This morning, I reorganized all my bookshelves, and I'm going to insert a little clip either before this or after of what I did, but I like them. All my white bookshelves are now by each other. But I'm going to read a little bit of 5 Survive, and when I get home this evening, I'm going to do an update when I'm a little more presentable and not a literal disaster. I just walking all the dogs just took a lot out of me. I did 2 at a time, but it's hot out, knows a lot, and rearranging my living room and my office this morning, I am tired. Still, I'm just tired. I rearranged my living room and office from 8 a.m. this morning until 1 p.m. So it's been a lot. And then I cleaned up, ate, took a little nap because I was tired, like a 20-minute nap. And then I came here. So I'm gonna hang out with these guys probably for the next few hours. And then I'm gonna check in this evening just to, talk a little more. Hopefully I get a good distance into 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. I have the book on my Kindle. I don't have that up, and I'm holding the camera and still just setting it up, and there's a glare. I apologize for this whole appearance moment. I will talk with you guys later. Hope you're having... Okay, lost the camera, literally fell. So that is going. I'm just rambling at this point. I'm going to charge my phone for a little bit because it's almost dead. And then I'm probably going to take off here. It's about 10 o'clock. Did some more dishes this morning. Put all my laundry away from doing it yesterday. And I think I want to strip the sheets, but I'm not, wash those now. I have fresh ones to put on, so I want to change the sheets. And then all I have left is to vacuum and clean the bathroom. So I got most of what I want to do done. We're going to take it from there. Let's go finish up that book these next couple days. Maybe some random little check-ins and film that wrap up. I don't know if I'm going to get to film that wrap up today because I would like to put makeup on. I haven't worn makeup in a long time just because foundation started to bother me. But I used to wear makeup and I liked it. I just liked wearing it. I don't really care if I have it on or not, but I think it would be fun to put it back on and play around with it and film that video. But we'll see, because if I'm still going to be too warm, I'm not going to put it on. But that is where we are. Hope everyone has a good Sunday, and I will check in later today. Back from the river, It is about 5 o'clock. I'm about to shred up my chicken because I want to make little barbecue chicken quesadillas for part of my meal prep. And my chicken is like done. I just put it in my crock pot and some broth and then let it just get to the point where it pulls apart, and it's perfect right now. And then I just season them. So I'm going to do 2 of these chicken breasts. Ooh. I'm going to do 2 of these chicken breasts and barbecue. And then, see, look, it's perfect. Ready to just get shredded up. Then we're going to put some barbecue in there and some cheese. And then I make them on these little street tacos. So I think I'm going to make these for dinner tonight. And then my mom made baked burritos last week and she gave me one. So we're going to eat that probably tomorrow. This is one of my meal preps. And then my other meal prep, I didn't end up eating it last week because I got so many out of my baked burritos. And those baked burritos were so good that I could just keep eating them. And I'm definitely making them again. But yes, this chicken's perfect. I don't even have to try to pull it apart, which makes me so stinking happy. But I am here to check in. When I left this morning, I was at 30% or just just shy of 30% of 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. Oh no. Oh my gosh, okay. 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. I don't know if I can talk and do this because these are like done. I am now 55% or close to the 60% mark. Try to pull this closer to me. I don't know what it is. So I listened to it while I drove down because it's about an hour, and on my way back, and then I read it for quite a bit when I got to the river while I watched the dogs, and then I take my one bearded dragon with because it's plenty warm enough and he loves it. So I got a good chunk done. I don't know why I had to do the whole other bit, but I got a good chunk done. Cannot stand the Oliver character. He's actually driving me nuts, not even making me like the story because I'm finding him such a difficult person. Like, he's very unlikable. I just want him to like shut up. Where I'm at now, so 5 Survive. I should say it's about 6 friends that are going on a road trip to like, I don't think it's spring break, it's like a concert thing, and they're road tripping there. And while they're road tripping there, they get all 4 of their tires shot out. And then a sniper's sitting outside and won't let them leave because there's a secret that one of them has and he wants it. So we're kind of at the 60% mark. We've got the first secret of the 6. Because they spent like, I think it's like the 25% mark is like when they finally get caught, or not caught, 25% mark is where the tires finally get shot out. And that's something that's in the synopsis. And then up until that point, they just keep trying to escape because Oliver's like, let's escape. And nobody should listen to that man. And now they've kind of given up on that. And the secrets are starting to come up. So one of the people told the secret. It's definitely not the secret that the guy's looking for, but it's bad enough. I like it okay so far. I don't know if I'm maybe just not in the mood for a mystery, but now that it's picked up, I like it more. It just seems like 60% is like a good way in for something to finally pick up. I don't know. We'll see though. Maybe that's not. It's about halfway. I think I'm going to make some food, clean up, and then I want to do some reading sprints tonight. So I don't know if there's any live ones going on. If there's not, I'm going to just find one of my favorite booktubers that has some old ones. So we will see, and I will check in later. Okay, this is the worst angle ever. I just finished my first reading sprint. I am kind of just snuggled up on the couch. That's why I have my sweatshirt up here. I was just reading my book. So listen to the first reading sprint. I just found an old sprint with Gavin Rees et al. So I'm just going to do a quick update because this isn't a great angle. Got cleaned on, chilled this up, and I'm reading 5 Survive. I'm 66% through, so I wasn't as far as I thought I was. I don't know what I said before, but I'm on 255 of 389 for the audiobook, and it is really getting good. Like, I'm going to do another sprint and see how I feel, because it is 8 o'clock. I go to bed at 9. I usually wake up around 6 a.m. for work, and tomorrow's Monday. So we'll see. If I go to bed at 10, that's not bad, but I'm definitely not going to be tired to start off the week. So we'll see. I'm going to listen to them talk a little bit for the break. And then I'm going to do one more reading sprint and see how I feel. But so far, it's really nice. Sometimes it's just nice to do some reading sprints. I feel like I don't know. I really do like it. I have a little ice drink. A sleeping bearded dragon. My dog's sleeping. I think he's sleeping in the kitchen. But yeah, I am going to get ready for the next one. And then I'll do another check-in after, but that'll probably be it. If I do finish this book, I will just post my weekly reading vlog, because I was going to include tomorrow in it, so we can start a fresh one on Tuesday, which is October 1st, but we will see what happens. We're really close, and it's getting really good. The secrets are coming out. They are good. Like, this secret had been hinted at for a while. The character Raina, and then she dates Oliver, they're on the trip, and then so there's 6 characters. There's Maddie and Oliver, who are siblings, and then Oliver's girlfriend's Raina, and then Maddie's best friend is Red, and then I think Simon, and I know Red likes Arthur, and then Simon's there, and I want to say that Simon, Arthur, Maddie, and Red are all friends. And then the older brother, Oliver, and Raina are older than them. They're like 21. And like, they're kind of like chaperoning or just going along. I don't know. But so everyone has a secret. Raina and Oliver's secret is crazy. Like, that blows up. Still don't like Oliver. Dude's not a nice guy. He kind of freaks me out. If you ever read Frida McFadden, that's who it is. The one who wrote what is that really popular book? The Housemaid. I think that's what it is. She wrote another one, and I think it's, I don't know what it's called, but she wrote one that I read, and it is called, I'm going to put a picture up, because I know what it is, I don't want to look it up right now, but she wrote a book about this mom, and she thinks her son's so this mom has 2 kids, and she's a stay-at-home mom, and then there's the husband that goes into work, and it's very clear that her son's her favorite, but he's I'm gonna ruin the book. Not really, I'm not gonna ruin. They think he's a serial killer. I'm not gonna tell you if he is or isn't, but he's really bright and intelligent and smart, but he's also just really, really weird, and not liked about his peers, but he's very handsome, has a lot going for him, a bright future, but then things start happening, and she thinks it might be him, and I get the same vibes from that character in that book and Oliver, except Oliver's meaner. That kid was never like mean. He just like had these like things about him that were freaky. But Oliver gives me that same like, the dude looks like he would just murder you. He like, there's this part in here, and I'm not going to tell you what they're talking about, but it's like through their secret, and he's just like smiling the whole time. Like, are you okay? Are we good? But he is wild. He's like a version of that character, but like mean. Like, he's not a nice guy. So that is where we're at. I'm going to watch this for a little bit for the break and then start my next reading sprint and snuggle back up. Hello, I'm in bed now. It's about 9 o'clock. I wanted to do one quick check-in. I am just going to read till 9:30, and then I am going to sleep. I decided it's not smart for me to stay up super late. I'll be really tired for work tomorrow. But I just finished chapter 33, and oh my gosh. This Oliver is nuts. Like, I have never disliked a character so much. So I'm going to read maybe 1 or 2 more chapters to see where it goes, but he just did something so crazy that just like takes the cake of just like wild. Like, he is arrogant and rude and mean. He thinks he is the best thing that has ever existed in the world. Like, he thinks he's great. And you can tell from the beginning of the book that he thinks he's great. I was really surprised he had a girlfriend because he's very unlikable. The rest of the characters are all likable, but he is just, well, I have my suspicions about the sister Maddie. I'm not for sure, but there's something a little off about Maddie. And I did say Maddie and Oliver are siblings. Maddie's not nearly as bad as him, but there's something, I can tell there's something off, especially if something just happened. I feel like she's the other person, so if you've read it, I kind of hope I'm on the right track, but I have a bad feeling about her. But Oliver's a really unlikable character. She wrote him so well. I really like this book, so I'm gonna snuggle up, read a couple more chapters, and then I'm off to bed, and I'll check in tomorrow. Monday. It is the final day of September. I finished 5 Survive, and oh, that was so good. Like, that was such a good book. I actually put on my library like hold list that Holly Jackson's new one, the reappearance of, I don't know what the name is, but I put that one on there. I think I am going to start a new one today, but I'm not going to update on that. I'm just going to put that in starting tomorrow's vlog, or maybe I'll start it this evening and we'll see, but kind of, rather a fresh start for October. I want to read, wake up my Kindle quick before I start driving back to work. I'm going to read I'm the Girl by Courtney Summers, because I have been wanting to read that for years now, because I think it came out in 2021 or 2022. I will talk a little bit more about that in next week's vlog, but I did finish up 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. Gave it 4 stars. Such a good book. Gosh, I went to bed at 85%, so I went to bed around 9:45. And it was like right on a cliffhanger with one of the characters, the character that's like the one, gosh, I'm like tongue-tied. I went to bed right when you figure out who the person is in the van that's like a part of all of this. And that's something you kind of figure out, but one of the 6 is like in on what's going on. And I went to bed right when we figured out how it was. So figured out who it was. Gosh, I gotta speak better. So I was just like, I wanted to do a little update, but I was so tired. So I went to bed for that, and then when I was at work, I did just listen to it while I was doing some paperwork, and things like fell into place when they were talking. My feeling about Maddie was correct, but I thought she was going to be more like the evil vibes of her brother, which she wasn't, but like I felt kind of 50-50 on her. I did not guess anything right, but it all fell into place. And it was just all like, what? Like, you did all of that? So that was a good book. Good way to wrap this up. I'm gonna head back to work, and thank you for those who watch this, and I will see you in my next vlog.